In the history of modern monarchy, few challenges have tested the balance between personal loyalty and public duty quite like the situation now unfolding around Prince Andrew and its impact on his daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. For years, the sisters represented a refreshing image of royal life, approachable, modern, and quietly independent figures who bridge the gap between centuries-old tradition and contemporary society. Yet as controversy surrounding their father continues to dominate headlines, an undeniable shift appears to be taking place. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, Beatrice and Eugenie seem to be drifting from the center of public royal life, leaving many observers wondering whether this transition marks a temporary adjustment or a lasting transformation. Royal change rarely arrives with formal announcements. Instead, it unfolds through absence. A missed appearance here, a reduced role there, fewer photographs alongside senior royals, signals subtle enough to avoid drama but clear enough for seasoned royal watchers to notice. Over recent months, those signals have begun to accumulate. Events once considered routine for the sisters now pass without their presence, and when they do appear, their roles seem quieter, less prominent, carefully positioned away from the institutional spotlight. To understand why this moment carries such significance, it helps to look at how Beatrice and Eugenie's royal identities were formed. As granddaughters of Queen Elizabeth II, they grew up surrounded by ceremony and expectation, yet their futures were never rigidly defined. Unlike heirs directly in line to the throne, they were free to explore careers, friendships, and interests beyond palace duties. This flexibility allowed them to cultivate relatable public personas, working professionals who happened to be royal rather than royals defined solely by duty. Princess Beatrice built a career within business and technology, gaining recognition for her work in innovation and strategy. Princess Eugenie pursued a path in the art world, becoming associated with galleries and cultural initiatives while advocating for creative accessibility and environmental causes. Their professional lives helped modernize public perceptions of extended royal family members, suggesting that royal identity could coexist with ordinary ambition. But monarchy operates as both family and institution, and when controversy strikes one member, separation becomes difficult. Prince Andrew's ongoing crisis has created a narrative that extends beyond individual accountability into broader questions about royal image and public trust. Even without direct involvement, association alone places his daughters under intense scrutiny. The effect has been gradual but unmistakable. Media coverage that once focused on their fashion choices, charity work, or family milestones has shifted toward speculation about their future roles. Commentators increasingly frame their appearances through the lens of distance, asking not what they are doing, but why they are doing less. The narrative itself has become evidence of change. Within royal strategy, reducing visibility often serves as a protective measure. The monarchy survives through continuity, and moments of controversy require careful management to prevent long-term damage to institutional credibility. By quietly limiting public exposure of figures connected to sensitive situations, the royal household minimizes distraction while avoiding direct confrontation. For Beatrice and Eugenie, this creates a uniquely challenging reality. They must navigate public life while carrying emotional responsibilities as daughters. Loyalty to family remains deeply personal, yet royal roles exist within a framework shaped by national and global perception. Every decision, attending an event, making a statement, or remaining silent, becomes subject to interpretation. Observers have noted that their recent appearances feel more personal than institutional. When they attend charity events or public engagements, the focus often centers on specific causes rather than royal representation. This subtle shift suggests a move away from formal duties toward independent advocacy, allowing them to maintain purpose without amplifying controversy. The broader transformation of the monarchy also plays a critical role. King Charles has consistently expressed support for a streamlined royal structure emphasizing a smaller group of senior working royals. Under such a vision, extended family members naturally assume less visible roles over time. Even without external pressures, Beatrice and Eugenie may have experienced reduced prominence as part of this long-term modernization plan. However, timing matters. The overlap between institutional reform and personal controversy intensifies public perception that their reduced visibility is directly linked to Andrew's situation. Whether coincidence or strategy, the result appears the same, a gradual drifting from central royal life. Public reaction reveals deep ambivalence. Many people express sympathy, viewing the sisters as individuals caught in circumstances beyond their control. Their reputations, largely free from scandal, have earned respect among royal followers who appreciate their professionalism and discretion. Others argue that maintaining confidence in the monarchy requires clear boundaries, even when those boundaries affect innocent family members. Social media has amplified every nuance of this debate. A single appearance sparks discussions about loyalty and optics. An absence becomes interpreted as distancing or exclusion. In an era of constant visibility, even ordinary decisions acquire symbolic meaning. Yet stepping away from public royal roles does not necessarily mean losing influence. In fact, a quieter presence may offer freedom unavailable within official duties. Without rigid expectations, both women can focus on causes aligned with personal passion rather than institutional obligation. Their careers outside royal life provide stability and identity independent of ceremonial responsibilities. Motherhood has also reshaped their priorities. Both sisters now balance public recognition with the desire to provide normality for their children, a challenge familiar to many modern royals seeking privacy within extraordinary circumstances. Reduced public exposure may reflect not only institutional necessity but personal choice. Royal historians often emphasize that monarchy evolves through adaptation rather than revolution. Figures move in and out of prominence depending on historical context, public sentiment, and generational change. What appears dramatic in the moment often becomes, with time, a natural progression. For Beatrice and Eugenie, the current period may represent such a progression. Rather than an abrupt exit, their journey resembles a slow repositioning, maintaining connection to royal heritage while redefining how that connection manifests publicly. The shift allows dignity to remain intact while enabling the monarchy to navigate controversy without prolonged tension. The emotional dimension remains significant. Growing up within royal life means identity is intertwined with public expectation from birth. Adjusting that identity later in life requires resilience. The sisters must reconcile how they see themselves with how the public now perceives their place within the institution. Interestingly, their reduced visibility may ultimately strengthen public goodwill. Audiences often respond positively to restraint and humility, particularly during challenging periods. By avoiding overt attempts to reclaim the spotlight, they demonstrate sensitivity to the broader situation, a quality that can preserve long-term respect. Meanwhile, their charitable work continues quietly, often outside intense media attention. Causes related to mental health, environmental protection, and social inclusion remain central to their efforts. These initiatives suggest that purpose, rather than prominence, increasingly defines their public roles. As the monarchy continues navigating a rapidly changing media landscape, stories like theirs highlight a fundamental shift in royal culture. Visibility is no longer guaranteed by birth alone. Instead, relevance depends on trust, authenticity, and alignment with public values. The sisters' evolving roles reflect this new reality. Speculation about their future will likely continue, fueled by every appearance or absence. Yet the most important developments may occur away from headlines, in private decisions about career, family, and long-term identity. Royal transitions rarely conclude quickly, they unfold over years, sometimes decades. In many ways, their experience mirrors the broader transformation facing monarchy itself. Institutions rooted in tradition must adapt to a world demanding transparency and accountability. Individuals within those institutions must adapt as well, finding ways to honor heritage while embracing independence. Whether temporary or permanent, their drift from public royal roles marks a significant chapter in modern royal history. It illustrates how personal circumstances can reshape institutional dynamics and how quietly change can occur even within one of the world's most visible families. Ultimately, the shadow cast by Andrew's crisis may not define Beatrice and Eugenie's legacy. Instead, their response, measured, restrained, and focused on personal purpose, may become the lasting story. By stepping back rather than pushing forward, they preserve dignity while allowing the monarchy space to recalibrate. And so, as public attention continues to analyze every movement, the sisters appear to be charting a path defined less by royal expectation and more by personal resilience. The spotlight may grow softer, the appearances fewer, but their connection to royal history remains unchanged. In the end, drifting from public royal roles does not necessarily mean fading away. It can mean transformation, a gradual shift toward a quieter form of influence, one shaped not by titles alone but by character, adaptability, and the ability to navigate extraordinary circumstances with composure. As this chapter unfolds, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie stand as examples of how modern royals redefine identity when tradition meets the realities of an ever-watchful world.